Good morning, Eagles. On today's Morning Jolt, we're going to talk about reestablishing classroom norms. Now that we are going to have most of our students in the building, we need to remember that most of these kids have not seen or been in a classroom with most of their peers in over a year. While they have seen their peers over Google Meets, they have missed out on the normal camaraderie that was built through chatting at the beginning of class, middle, end. They have missed that classroom culture that develops over time through in-person interactions. Because of this, we are essentially starting the school year over with only a fragile foundation underfoot, and we need to establish some of those classroom norms that would have been covered and reinforced since the first day of school. Since we are in the last quarter of the school year, we don't want to waste any time. We should think about and plan for how we want our students to get supplies, ask to go to the bathroom, answer questions. What will class look like when a handful of students are still at home? How are kids supposed to interact with each other? Will you continue posting on Google Classroom? Will there be paper copies for in-person kids? How do you want them to turn in work? Our students are nervous about being back in the classroom because they don't know these expectations. Therefore, it's our responsibility to clearly establish these expectations to make the transition to full in-person learning as smooth as possible. By taking the time to plan for this now and address this while you have a bulk of your students back face-to-face, you will alleviate a lot of the anxiety for both them and you. We should also be thinking about what we are going to demand of our students. Years ago, Zaretta Hammond, in her book, Culturally Responsive Teaching in the Brain, identified the ideal teacher as someone who was a warm demander. This refers to a teacher who communicates personal warmth towards students while at the same time demands they work toward high standards. The teacher provides concrete guidance and support for meeting the standards, particularly corrective feedback, opportunities for information processing, and culturally relevant meaning making. Under normal circumstances, this is what we all strive for. However, Chris Kubik in his article, Can Teachers Be Warm Demanders During the Pandemic?, states that the answer is not as easy as we would hope. He cautions us to rethink what we demand because we have yet to earn the right. For those who pride themselves on their ability to build community and develop relationships, this may be hard to hear. But remember, this is not because you have failed in some way. It is, as the article states, not because we aren't warm, but because the students are so far away that they're blocked from our warmth. Kubik continues by saying that we cannot even make educated or thoughtful demands of our students or be wise demanders because we have missed out on the anecdotal data and in-person assessments that will help us determine what we can demand. We are lacking so much information about our students as learners. Therefore, we cannot even make accurate demands. This does not mean that we cannot be warm demanders. It means that we may need to modify what we demand and spend more time focusing on getting to know our students and establishing classroom norms. If you have any ideas on how to help establish classroom norms, please drop by the tea room in C235A anytime and chat with us. Until next time, Eagles, we'll see you in the tea room.